since planetfall, the human settlements have grown, carving a new world out of the chaos of planet's surface. An uneasy peace exists between the factions, broken only by the occasional skirmish for resources. That uneasy peace is shattered by a new arrival in the skies above Chiron. Two scout ships from different factions of a far-flung alien race arrive, seeking the location of a lost nexus of energy, the legendary Sixth Manifold. As the scout ships break apart, the survivors head for planet's surface in a handful of life pods, bringing with them a generations-old blood feud that can only end in the destruction of one side. The humans are caught in an alien crossfire.
Learn to overcome the crass demands of flesh and bone, for they warp the matrix through which we perceive the world. Extend your awareness.
Turn complete. Turn resources. Production complete. Pod recovered. Data pod
planet's atmosphere, though a gasping death to humans and most animals, is paradise for earth plants. The high nitrate content of the soil and the rich yellow sunlight bring an abundant harvest wherever adjustments can be made for the unusual soil conditions. Lady Deirdre Skye, A Comparative Biology of Planet.
Pod recovered. Mineral resources.
Resources exist to be consumed, and consumed they will be.
Turn complete. Production complete. Energy resources. Production complete.
We hold life to be sacred, but we also know the foundation of life consists of a stream of codes, not so different from the successive frames of a watch vid. Why then cannot we cut one code short here and start another there? Is life so fragile that it can withstand no tempering? Does the sacred brook no improvement? Chairman Shen Jiyang, Dynamics of Mind.
Production complete. Production complete. Production complete. Turn complete. Indigenous life form turn complete.
It is every citizen's final duty to go into the tanks and to become one with all the people. Chairman Shen Jiyang, Ethics for Tomorrow.
If you can discover a better way of life than office holding for your future rulers, a well-governed city becomes a possibility. For only in such a state will those rule who are truly rich, not in gold, but in the wealth that makes happiness, a good and wise life. Plato.
Production complete. Production complete. Nutrient resources.
Some vices miss what is right because they are deficient, others because they are excessive in feelings or in actions, while virtue finds and chooses the mean. Aristotle.
The entire character of a base and its inhabitants can be absorbed in a quick trip to the Rack Commons. The sweaty arenas of Fort Legion, the glittering gambling halls of Morgan Bank, the sunny lovers' trysts in Gaia's High Garden, or the somber reading rooms of UN headquarters. Even the feeding bay at the Hive gives stark insight into the sleeping demons of Yang's communal utopia. Commissioner Pravin Lal, A Social History of Planet.
Production complete. Production complete.
And I stood before him, and I sang unto her, and it appeared to listen. His very countenance rippled like the sea, and the sound of my own voice came back to me, distorted. For a moment, I thought she was mocking me, or it was non-sapient and mimicking me. Then I understood. The sounds were not important. It was how I affected his sounds and how she affected mine that transmitted the message. Prime function, Aki Zeta 5, 1 future.
Indigenous life forms.
Proper care and education for our children remains a cornerstone of our entire colonization effort. Children not only shape our future, they determine in many ways our present. Men and women work hard.
Turn complete. Mineral resources. Mod recovered. Production complete.
Our
Production
first
complete.
challenge is to create an entire economic infrastructure from top to bottom out of whole cloth. No gradual evolution from previous economic systems is possible.
Production complete. Enemy project initiated.
Scientific theories are judged by the coherence they lend to our natural experience and the simplicity with which they do so. The grand principle of the heavens balances on the razor's edge of truth. Commissioner Pravin Lal.
Juvenile sea lurks, when isolated from the collective planetary consciousness, perform astounding feats as underwater sheepdogs.
Indigenous life forms.
Life is merely an orderly decay of energy states, and survival requires the continual discovery of new energy to pump into the system. He who controls the sources of energy controls the means of survival. CEO Nwabuda K. Morgan.
Datapod recovered.
The righteous need not cower before the drumbeat of human progress. Though the song of yesterday fades into the challenge of tomorrow, God still watches and judges us. Evil lurks in the data links, as it lurked in the streets of yesteryear. But it was never the streets that were evil. Sister Miriam Godwinson, The Blessed Struggle.
Turn complete. Production complete. Production complete. Production
Once a
complete.
man has changed the relationship between himself and his environment, he cannot return to the blissful ignorance he left. Motion of necessity involves a change in perspective. Commissioner Pravin Lal, A Social History of Planet.
Pod recovered. Production complete. Production complete. Production complete. Enemy project initiated. Production complete.
He held his arm too stiffly, and so was thrown back repeatedly, until at last I seized his forearm and snapped it back against itself. His training suffered while the arm healed, of course, but I felt this was a lesson he must learn early, and well. Spartan Kell, honing the key.
If our society seems more nihilistic than that of previous eras, perhaps this is simply a sign of our maturity as a sentient species. As our collective consciousness expands beyond a crucial point, we are at last ready to accept life's fundamental truth, that life's only purpose is life itself. Chairman Shen Jiyang, looking God in the eye.
The progenitor race appears to sense, and possibly even manipulate, local fields an untrained human cannot perceive without mechanical aid, including at the very least electricity and magnetism. This sensitivity creates entirely new worlds of artistic endeavors for the race, or it may be developed into a powerful combat awareness that can foil any attempt at surprise. Prime function, Aki Zeta 5, alien analysis.
Production complete. Turn complete. Enemy project initiated.
I don't know, but I've been told. I don't know, but I've been told. Teachers got a network, no. Teachers got a network, no. Blacks do Cristianos.
Production complete.
Man's unfailing capacity to believe what he prefers to be true, rather than what the evidence shows to be likely and possible, has always astounded me. We long for a caring universe which will save us from our childish mistakes, and in the face of mountains of evidence to the contrary, we will pin all our hopes on the slimmest of doubts. God has not been proven not to exist. Therefore, he must exist.
Turn complete. Improvement destroyed. Turn complete. Production complete. Improvement destroyed. Production complete. Improvement destroyed.
Richard Baxton piloted his recon rover into a fungal vortex and held off.
Mod recovered. Improvement destroyed.
The genetic code does not and cannot specify the nature and position of every capillary in the body or every neuron in the brain. What it can do is describe the underlying fractal pattern which creates them. Academician Prokhor Zakharov, Nonlinear Genetics.
Production complete. Production complete. Improvement destroyed. Enemy project initiated. Production complete. Improvement destroyed. Maximum population reached.
Superior training and superior weaponry have, when taken together, a geometric effect on overall military strength. Well-trained, well-equipped troops can stand up to many more times their lesser brethren than linear arithmetic would seem to indicate. Spartan Battle Manual.
Enemy project initiated. Improvement destroyed.
The wicked have told me of things that delight them, but not such things as your law has to tell. St. Augustine, Confessions, Data Links.
Production complete. Production complete. Nutrient resources. Maximum population reached. Production complete.
The prevalence of anoxic environments, rich in organic material, combined with the presence of nitrated compounds, has led to an astonishing variety of underground organisms which live in the absence of oxygen and breathe nitrate. Likewise, the scarcity of carbon in the environment has forced plants to economize on its use. Thus, all our efforts to return carbon to the biosphere will encourage the native life to proliferate. Conversely, the huge quantities of nitrate in the soil will be heaven to human farmers. Lady Deidre Skye, The Early Years.
Turn complete. Production complete. Turn complete. Production complete. Maximum population reached. Enemy project initiated. Turn complete.
In the borehole pressure mines 100 kilometers beneath planet's surface, at the Mohorovičić discontinuity where crust gives way to mantle, temperatures often reach levels well in excess of 1,000 degrees Celsius. Exploitation of planet's resources under such brutal conditions has required quantum advances in robotic and teleoperational technology. Morgan Industries Limited, annual.
Production complete.
Some civilian workers got in among the research patients today.
Production complete. Production complete. Production complete. Maximum
We sit
population
together,
reached.
the mountain and I, until only the mountain remains. Li Po from the Yang Collection.
Production complete. Production complete. Terraform complete. Enemy project initiated. Production complete. Indigenous life forms. Enemy project initiated.
Humans. Correct in making leap from wealth as currency to wealth as energy. But logic failure. Wealth ultimately is extension of desire, fluctuating with emotions and state of mind. Desires, when all are supported in purely adaptable system, true wealth is achieved. Usurper Judamar, human nature.
Indigenous life forms. Production complete. Turn complete. Production complete. Turn complete.
There are two kinds of scientific progress. The methodical experimentation and categorization which gradually extend the boundaries of knowledge, and the revolutionary leap of genius which redefines and transcends those boundaries. Acknowledging our debt to the former, we yearn nonetheless for the latter. Academician Prokhor Zakharov, addressed to the faculty.
The chief aim of their constitution and government is that whenever public needs permit, all citizens should be free, so far as possible, to withdraw their time and energy from the service of the body and devote themselves to the freedom and culture of the mind. For that, they think, is the real happiness of life. Sir Thomas More, Utopia.
Turn complete. Turn complete. Production complete. Perhaps a careful review of your options is in order. Production complete. Indigenous life forms.
At atrociously high energy states, the properties of matter change subtly and new miracles become possible. The plasma accretion process is now dangerous and difficult to control, but its products will soon become commonplace in our society. Sister Miriam Godwinson, The Lord Works.
Turn complete. Production complete. Production complete.
Fossil fuels in the last century reached their extreme prices because of their inherent utility. They pack a great deal of potential energy into an extremely efficient package. If we can but sidestep the 100 million year production process, we can corner this market once again. CEO Nwabudu K. Morgan, strategy session.
Production complete. Enemy project initiated.
In the Great Commons at Gaia's Landing, we have a tall and particularly beautiful stand of white pine, planted at the time of the postcard.
Enemy project initiated. Turn complete. Production complete. Production complete. Request confirmation. Production complete.
Technological advance is an inherently iterative process. One does not simply take sand from the beach and produce a data probe. We use crude tools to fashion better tools, and then our better tools to fashion more precise tools, and so on. Each minor refinement is a step in the process, and all of the steps must be taken. Chairman Shen Jiyang, looking God in the eye.
Production complete. Production complete. Turn complete. Production complete. Pod recovered. Production complete. Production complete.
We have reached an informational threshold which can only be crossed by harnessing the speed of light directly. The quickest computations require the fastest possible particles moving along the shortest paths. Since the capability now exists to take our information directly from photons traveling molecular distances, the final act of the information revolution will soon be upon us. Academician Prokhor Zakharov, for I have tasted the fruit.
Turn complete. Production complete. Production complete.
There are only two ways in which we can account for a necessary agreement of experience with the concepts of its objects. Either experience makes these concepts possible, or these concepts make experience possible. Immanuel Kant, Critique of Pure Reason, Data Links.
Mission accomplished. Production complete. Turn complete. Turn complete. Production complete. Production complete. Production complete. Project initiated. Production complete.
War is war. Destruction is destruction. You think this is obvious, but war is not destruction, it is victory. To achieve victory, simply appear to give the opponent what he wants, and he will go away, or join you in your quest for additional power. Data tech cinderers, information burns.
Yeah.